Hello there, boys and girls. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Sir Alex Ferguson save. And this is the second time I'm recording this for you today because the first time OBS just took my microphone away from the settings. Thought I had audio, went to edit, no audio there. So second time round, we're going to go through this. I'd recorded two games for you today, Spurs and United. So we're just going to talk through everything as well as the transfer history again as well. So this is the transfer window that we've had. We've brought in £126 million worth of money into the club and spent £113 million. So the big ones that have gone out, Bastoni went out to Juventus for £47.5 million. That was a big one, really. He was our third choice centre-back, and actually I've got two really good up-and-coming youngsters that are going to fill that void this season. So Alessandro Bastoni goes out to Juventus. Dodo was probably the bigger one to go out. Again, wanted a better right back than what we've got there, and Dodo played fantastically well for us since he's been here. Been here for a good few seasons. One of the first signings, one of the first big signings that I made when I came in to the Newcastle job. Been with us for 4 or 5 years. Bought him in for £16.5 million. Sold him for £40 million to a newly promoted West Brom, and it just wasn't a first teamer towards his latter stages of his career here. But all in all, gave us some fantastic years, as you can see here on the right hand side. But Dodo is out of the door. Next one gone was Bojan Gabrielevich. He was always going to be a one season in and kind of get rid of, just because I knew I had these two exceptional centre backs in my youth team. And Gabrielevich, we bought him in from Dinamo for £2 million, sent him out on loan to Malaga and Sevilla. Had a good year at Sevilla in like the Europa League as well. Bought him in for the season last season. Played 11 times for us, 7.21 overall if you have a look down here. But then sold him to Genk for £20.5 million. A good little turnaround for us there. But I'll show you what the two new centre backs that are playing for us this season. And then finally, Christian Broughton went out for £15.25 million. Again, got a good youngster, a couple of good young goalkeepers in the setup. And Christian Broughton went out to Palermas for £15.25 million. Also sold Stephen Owens, Matthew Meachin, Zach Harvey and Derek Grieve. They all got sold because they just weren't going to cut the mustard at Premier League level. Everybody else has gone out on loan are basically ones for the future, and if they have a good year or so out on loan, could come back into the first team fold next year. Bob Bridges, one of those, finally getting some first team football out at Preston, so hopefully he has a good year at Preston. But they're all the outs. I think I made a fairly decent chunk of money for the top 4 or 5, and we've brought some really good players in. One of them definitely a first teamer, a couple of them are youth teamers, and one of them's a backup option in regards to Declan Rice. So Giuliano Tellier has been a phenomenon since he's come in to the side. 23-year-old Argentine from Juventus, £69 million worth bought in, 7.40 already for us this year. Great crossing, great dribbling, really good physicals for a fullback that is going to be on support. So pace and stamina, just what you need. Good marking, good tackling, good technique, really good mentals as well. He's only 23. Been capped by the first team of Argentina as well. And he's a great little buy. Him and Van Zanten work together really well down that right-hand side. Declan Rice is going to be a backup for us this year. Brought him in for West Ham for £13 million. And I needed someone, just a little bit of a backup for the two young defensive centre halves. West Ham through and through, but surplus to requirements at the London Stadium, and nearly said Upton Park there. And he's going to be a good all-rounder. Can play at the back, can also play in the middle of midfield as well if we need to. And Declan Rice, £13.5 million. Really good at signing for us there. And then a couple of youngsters. First one, Raul Luete. Got him on a free transfer and actually didn't know he was going to be this good. Got him in from Gamires, and he's going to be phenomenal. Deep line playmaker, Mazzala. I brought him in just because I thought I was going to lose Teixeira this summer, and actually I've not done it. I've not lost him yet, purely because no one's come in for 120 to 150 million pounds. He's on the transfer list because he wanted to, but no one's come in for that amount. So Raul Liete, he's going to be in the under-23s, and he might make it into the first team in the next year or so. And then the final two, again, going to be in the youth squads. Kenji Christians is going to be there, a good goalkeeper. Bought him in for, I think it was about 17 million quid, and he's going to be fantastic. Rakitic is getting old. He's into his 30s now. I know goalkeepers peak at a later age, but needed someone to possibly come in and do the job if he goes any sooner, and Kenji Christensen will be one of those. And then finally, Soliman from Santos. It was £12 million for him, and he's going to be in and around the first team. 5-star potential ability, 2.5-star current, so not quite ready for Premier League football just yet. But in the next year or so, when he's learned the language and learned how we play our football here at Newcastle, he will be there or thereabouts. So if you have a look at the squad, as you can see, quite a few injuries going forward. Teresiano, Embolo and Marin all out for short to medium term. Two young centre-backs that we brought in. Matthew Bevis, been with us for a couple of years now, out on loan to Fleetwood and Derby. Had a good year at Derby, 6.80, 35 matches played, and said to myself, actually, let's get him in. He's fantastically well-rounded in the physical and the mental stats. Tackling needs a little bit of work, and we're currently working on that, but 4-star potential, 2-star current, and yeah, he'll be a great, I think, leader for us in years to come. Same with Paul Davis as well. He went out on loan to Plymouth in League Two a couple of years back, and Millwall last year. Great year at Millwall, 7.0 rating for them in League One. 38 games played, 3 goals, 1 assist, 1 player of the match, and Paul Davis and Matthew Bevis are the young bucks that have made their way into the first team. And then finally, we sold Broughton, and we bought this guy in, Luis Carniero. We bought him in a couple of years back now from Boavista on a free transfer. Went out on loan, didn't play too much for Vancouver, but Braga he did, and then he went to 1860, played really well at 1860, a 6.90, 34 conceding 31 games, 9 clean sheets, 1 player of the match, and actually he's a better player than Broughton, so we brought him up to the first team. What do you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. How do you feel we have done in this summer transfer window? I think we've got a squad to go after all these competitions this year. Started really well in the league, 3.3 wins from 3 games, and really tough games as well. I'll show you in 2 seconds how we got on that. The group stage hasn't been drawn yet. We go to the European Super Cup in the next episode, and we beat United in the Community Shield. This is the schedule. This is how we've been getting on. As I said, beat United in the Community Shield 2-0, and Bolo and Keane with the goals there. That's where Marin picked up his knock. We then went to Goodison, really tough place to go, Goodison, and we went there and beat them 3-1. Tellier actually scoring on his full debut for us. Great to see him off the mark as quick as he did. Moise Keane, who's actually gone to Everton in real life, scoring against them here, and Aldolfo rounding off the scoring 5 minutes from time. Luis Araújo scoring the goal for Everton, but didn't really caused too much issues. We ran out good, comfortable 3-1 winners. We then follow that up with, these are the 2 games I was going to bring you. We then follow that up with a good 3-1 win against Spurs. Fetiart with a brace, 13th minute and 16th minute, kind of took the game away from Spurs. We then scored 20 minutes from time with Arnie Meyer, and they did get one back from Lau on the 92nd minute, but not too bad. Larison and Teresiano picking up knocks there, hence why they didn't play against United. And yeah, I was really kind of worried that people like Will Keane had to step up, Maddison had to step up for this away game at United, but didn't really cause us too many issues. Fetiart on the 11th minute, Maddison with a brace, both from set pieces, on the 25th minute from a free kick, and from the penalty spot on the 62nd minute, and you've already seen it. Us, Arsenal and Palace all on 100% records. Leicester and Chelsea haven't lost yet, nor have Brighton. So that's a big thing for us. We are one of the 100% record going into kind of match day 4. Our joint top goal scorer with Torreira, and Bolo joint assist maker with Wan-Bissaka and Vinicius Jr. And we will get a clean sheet sooner rather than later. But that is it for today's episode. Sorry for the technical difficulties coming for you today. They will be sorted out, ready for this week. We've got a jam-packed schedule for you this week. We've got FM Predicts coming back with the Premier League, which starts on Friday, so that'll be out before Friday, and the European leagues as well. So we're going to see how the European leagues finish, and also Champions League and Europa League. We've also got my predictions of the Premier League. We're going to run that after what FM predicts, because I want to get my head right exactly how I think the how I think the Premier League is going to finish. And then finally, I've set up a Fantasy Premier League. So if you haven't done it yet, I am going to set up a Premier League, and we are going to do a video on my team going into game week 1, and I'll take you all through that when that video drops as well. But we will be back in this save with the Wolves game. We're also going to bring you the Champions League draw as well, plus we're going to bring you the Marseille game in the European Super Cup. So that is all to come tomorrow at 5:30. But that is it for this episode. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, or you've just not managed to do it yet. Hit that bell icon alongside it as well, so you're notified every time a video goes live. We've got a jam-packed week for you with regards to videos. I will see you soon. Thank you very much for watching.